The Audio Tracker tab in EZbass is designed to convert audio files to bass MIDI. On the Start page of this tab, you'll have the option to drag in guitar, bass, or rhythmic audio recordings. EZbass will then use the audio file to create a bass line in MIDI. This feature works best with guitars or basses that have been recorded direct, using a direct box or instrument input on your recording interface, and of course that are free of distortion. You can also record directly into EZbass by clicking the Record Audio button. All you need to do in this case is set the correct input routing for your system, enable the metronome, and record. It's also possible to record into the Audio Tracker tab from your DAW. In this case, an included plugin called Toontrack Audio Sender is necessary. This plugin is included with EZbass and is available in the Toontrack product manager for installation. Here I'll set up a stereo instrument track for EZbass and a mono audio track for Toontrack Audio Sender. When launched, Toontrack Audio Sender displays step-by-step instructions for use. After you've successfully added audio to the audio tracker, you'll see the Tracker Project Setup window. Here you'll select or enter the correct tempo and choose to include or exclude the additional EZbass articulations. EZbass will always include standard note articulations, but additional articulations may not be desired in the tracked results. If the file that you've imported into Tracker is a percussive audio file, such as a drum recording or something as simple as a recording of tapping on a table, select the percussive audio to bass MIDI. In this case, EZbass will simply add notes at the start of each transient. Here, I have an audio file of a stereo drum recording, and I'll import it into EZbass and select the percussive audio option. As you can hear, EZbass adds root notes in the key of the song track for each transient. Now, you can drag the notes to change the bass line directly in Tracker, or you can add the MIDI to the song track for editing with the chord wheel and grid editor. But as you can see, by dragging in percussive audio files, you can create complex bass patterns in seconds. It works the same way for melodic recordings, but because Tracker has processed the pitch information in the audio file, it will automatically assign the MIDI notes. For the most accurate results, we suggest using monophonic audio recordings with the audio tracker. However, if well-recorded polyphonic audio is used, EZbass creates a monophonic bass line from the audio file, as you'll see in this example. I'll choose the guitar audio option and set my tempo correctly. I'll go through all of Tracker's features in order, but first I'll make two quick and extremely useful changes to the MIDI that Tracker has generated. These are stretching the length of all notes to the next note and velocity. Pressing Command-A selects all notes. Then selecting Stretch to the next note in the Note menu will lengthen the sustain of all selected bass notes until the next note. Velocity can quickly be adjusted globally with the slider at the bottom. At the top of the Tracker interface are the pointer and add note tools. The pointer tool allows you to move notes manually, while the add note tool allows you to click on a note in the piano roll and force Tracker to analyze and add an additional note in that location. Next is the articulation menu. After using the pointer to select a note, you can quickly change the articulation of the note by choosing a different option in the Articulations menu. Next to the Articulations menu is the Articulations view. Here you can see all of the notes organized by articulation. This way you can easily select many notes based on their articulation and make changes. Snap changes the behavior of moving notes. If enabled, dragging notes will always snap to the grid. Altering the snapping behavior is useful when dragging notes horizontally to change the triggering of selected notes. Making notes in the interface longer will decrease the triggers that are created in this area. This is useful if you would like to edit the bass line to be less busy than the audio file that was used for tracking. The track notes fast control will increase the amount of notes that Tracker will trigger, and should only be used if the audio file contains very fast notes. Clicking Amount of Notes allows you to change the sensitivity of Tracker's behavior. Lowering the threshold will increase the amount of triggered notes, and raising it will reduce the amount of triggered notes. Custom threshold values can even be set for sections of an audio file by creating regions. Adjusting the threshold will then only affect the notes in the selected region. You can audibly check the triggering by adjusting the balance between the audio and the EZbass MIDI. The Select and Note menu work together in order to make changes to the selected notes. Many of these options are tied to keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts can all be viewed and customized in the Settings menu. In the Options menu, you can access recently used files and get back to the Tracker project setup to make changes. There's also a command that allows you to use your Tracker-generated MIDI with Tap to Find, providing the option to search through the EZbass MIDI library using the MIDI created in Tracker. Finally, it's also possible to save your Tracker-generated MIDI in the User MIDI folder located on the Grooves page. Once you've finished your editing in Tracker, add the MIDI to the song track in EZbass. With the MIDI on the song track, you can take advantage of all of the song track features, such as Add Edit Chords, the Transition Editor, Replace MIDI, or the functions in Edit Playstyle to further develop the bass line.